way is to begin by listening. If you simply close your eyes and allow yourself to hear all the sounds going on around you. Where did the sounds come from? Really listen. Can you hear the past? Can you hear the future? Dig that sound. Dig that sound. You won't have any images about the sound going on in your mind. You'll simply become completely absorbed in sound. Just listen to the general hum and buzz of the world. Don't try to identify the sounds you're hearing. Simply allow them to play with your eardrums. Let them go. Don't judge the sounds. There are no proper sounds or improper sounds. You don't have to try to understand anything. Just listen to the sound. It's all just sound.
Yes, indeed. Welcome to Moving in the Right Direction Radio on a Thursday morning. My name is David James. It's a pleasure to musically groove you. We do it each and every week between 7 and 10 a.m., kicking things off this week with music from Bastian Box. It goes like this on a Thursday morning.
listening to Movin' in the Right Direction Radio on 89.5 FM in Toronto.
In the background, music from Cynthia, a track called Booting Up. We kicked off things right at 7 o'clock in the morning if you're listening live and direct on a Thursday morning with music from Bastian Box, track called Change, brand new disco funk house there. Coming into the mix, music from DJ Mez alongside Sinner and James, track called Quintessential. And we have a fantastic show planned for today. Coming up a little later on, special guest DJ Spen will be here. He'll be in town this weekend. More details on that after 8 o'clock in the morning. We go to 10 if you're listening live direct on the Thursday morning. We're feeling good. Give us a shout on Facebook, Instagram. Tell us what's up. Any shout outs, we'll certainly provide that for you. 89.5 Buffalo to Barrie, Colbert to Kitchener, iHeartRadio on the international line, CIUT.FM on the international line. No excuses. Let's get back into it. DJ Maz, Sinner and James, Quintessential. Once again, the sounds of DJ Mez alongside Sinner and James, Quintessential. Love that one. Going back a few years. Up next, we got music from A-Fan from the EP I Like It Rough. A track called Cri d'Amour. Coming up a little later on, we also have brand new music from a collaboration between Lee Burge and Lost Desert. Oh man, does that EP kick? You know what? Yeah, absolutely stunning. Was able to play it last weekend at a few venues. I was out and about at. We're going to be dropping all 3 selections off that brand new EP from Lost Desert, Lee Burge, coming up a little later on. As mentioned at the top of the show, DJ Spen is in the house. He'll be in town this weekend. Serious, soulful house music, garage house music business coming to Toronto this weekend. Legend.
Laissez-vous porter par les vibrations de la French House, où le beat est contagieux, le groove intemporel et l'inspiration illimitée. À la fin des années 90, un nouveau son émerge des rues de Paris, conquérant les cœurs et les âmes du monde entier. C'est l'époque de Cassius, Daft Punk, Bob Sinclair, DJ Falcon, Thomas Bangalter, le Nightclub, The Buffalo Bunch, Play Paul, Paida Jam, Archigram et bien d'autres. Les architectes d'un courant musical qui a façonné le futur de la musique électronique.
about now, I need all y'all party people to show your appreciation. You know why? That's so. Drop the beats out. Now if you people really want to get busy, I'm talking on the next level kind of busy, then let me see you put your hands up in the air. We'd like to welcome you where we all move together, united, stimulating an energy. A sonic force backed by a culture decades ahead of its time, where exclusion becomes inclusion, where problems find solution. It could be jacking, it could be disco, but one thing I know, it's gotta have soul. The warehouse, the gospel, the funk, the roots. That's soul, that's soul, that's soul, that's soul, that's soul, that's soul, that's soul.
You're listening to Moving in the Right Direction Radio on 89.5 FM in Toronto.
You are listening to Moving in the Right Direction Radio 89.5.
Yes, that's Soul, MC Flipside, Mark Knight, Maxine, in collaboration. Going back several years, nonetheless, an absolute stormer for a Thursday morning. A track called That Soul. Up next, going back a couple years from the Wiggle Room recording record label. They're doing so well with so many great productions. We've been playing a lot of the new stuff. Here's some of the old stuff right now. Takin, Boro, Chap, Nathan Barato on the remix. Wiggle Room Records goes like this.
on, let's work. Work your body. Move your body. 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 To the bone, bone, bone. Work your body. Move your body. Work your body. Move your body. To the bone, bone, bone. To the bone, bone, bone. Let's work your body. Move your body. To the bone, bone, bone. Your body. Move your body. Work your body. Move your body. To the bone, bone, bone. To the bone, bone, bone. Come on, let's work it to the bone. Come on, let's work. Come on, let's work it to the bone. Come on, let's work. Come on, let's work it to the bone. Let's work it to the bone, bone, bone. Let's work it to the bone. Come on, let's work it to the bone, bone, bone. Got to work it to the bone. Let's work it to the bone. Come on now, work it to the bone, bone, bone. Let's work it to the bone. Work your body. Move your body. Work your body. Move your body. Work your body. Move your body.
Yes. Work It to the Bone, reworked by Andy Reid and Trust from Phoenix Recordings, based right here in Canada. Track called Work It. Up next, music from Jay Vegas, track called Heat, the 2025 refresh. After that, we'll have music in a drum and bass situation. Don't forget, next week we kick off our best of 2025 selections, looking at the top 20 most requested tracks for 2025, kicking off with drum and bass next week, house and techno after that, and so on. As we close out the year 2025, still more music to come, of course, but just giving you that early heads up. Once again, Jay Vegas, track called Heat, 2025 rework.
It's like that.
Drum and bass crew, where are you at this morning? This one goes out to you. Once again, thank you to all those who made a donation over the last couple weeks to support independent electronic music on this amazing radio station, especially on a Thursday morning. We're moving in the right direction. This is Oliver Ferreira. Track called Give Me Your Love, brand new.
You're listening to Movin' in the Right Direction Radio on 89.5 FM in Toronto.
What a way to start off our drum and bass selections for 2025 right here on this radio station, 89.5. This is Oliver Ferreira, the track called Give Me Your Love. Up next, we dropped this a few weeks ago. Andy C, Axwell, and Max C, track called Believe Again. Up next.
Everybody wanna know why I'm walking around with a big smile on my face. Can't help me and it shows. Hey, I'm back again, I'm part of the human race. 'Cause you know I've been down so long. Never thought I'd ever feel this way again. And everything was going wrong till you found me and you made me believe again. shows. Hey, I'm back again, I'm part of the human race. 'Cause you know I've been down so long. Never thought I'd ever feel this way again. And everything was going wrong till you found me and you made me believe again. Till you found me and you made me believe again.
The sounds of the legend Andy C. Big Toronto fan favorite. Always here at least several times a year. At least 2 times a year for sure. Andy C. Axwell, Max C. Track called Believe Again. Up next, this track has been requested so many times over the last 6 months since its release. Over Mono, High Contrast, and I know this will hit our top 20 of most requested tracks. Once again, as advertised just a few minutes ago, we will be broadcasting our top 20 most requested tracks for drum and bass next week, the week after, house and techno, as we close out this amazing year of music for 2025. We're moving in the right direction. Still to come on the program, special guest DJ, house music icon and legend will be here, DJ Spen. Plus, we'll be playing music from John 00 Fleming, who will be in town tomorrow night, Friday night. So if you're into progressive house and trance, he's an absolute legend, especially through the mid-90s and continues to go strong today. And also, as I mentioned earlier, we're going to drop the EP from Lee Burridge and Lost Desert. Lost Desert, in fact, is in town this weekend, this Saturday at Vertigo. So much going on in the city. It's time to celebrate.
back to the start. I convinced myself I didn't need no one. Better off alone, I thought. So I had to make time, think twice, get right and not overanalyze. When I thought I knew it all, they broke my heart. So I can't lose no sleep, being anyone but me, yeah. And you have to dig real deep to reveal that masterpiece, So I can't lose no sleep, being anyone but me. And you will have to dig real deep to reveal that masterpiece, So I can't lose no sleep, being anyone but me, True, you have to dig real deep to reveal that masterpiece, So I can't lose no sleep, being anyone but me, yeah. True, you have to dig real deep to reveal that masterpiece, yeah, yeah.
Sounds of Catching Cairo, Clelvin 7373, Selector J, Lose No Sleep. Up next, a sound that really came back for 2025, that speakerage sound. If you remember the 90s, if you're around then, you remember this bass line coming in. This is Tim Reaper, special request, track called Pull Up. Watch the bass line on this one.
You're listening to Moving in the Right Direction Radio on 89.5 FM in Toronto.
Up next, big tune. Released at the end of this year. Big tune, Daphne, Caribou, Waiting So Long. Check it out.
Listening to Moving in the Right Direction Radio on 89.5 FM in Toronto.
The sounds of Caribou, aka Daphne. Another track from Daphne called Josephine. And I'm smelling an album coming from Daphne in the new year. Up next, we close out the hour with music from Kay Alexi Shelby and Tony Loveless, a track called Ancestral Rhythm, taking us to 8 o'clock in the morning. Live direct, CIUT. We rock your radio, getting you up to get down. Yes, most definitely. Let's hear that bass rumble on a Thursday morning. In the background, brand new music from Dave Anthony and Al Deep, a track called Right Here. This will be followed up by a couple of tracks of a brand new EP from Lost Desert and Lee Burridge. Important EP for the late fall of 2025. Absolutely amazing. I've been playing those tracks from Lee Burridge and Lost Desert over the last couple of weeks since its release. We're going to hear it on the radio right here on 89.5. Coming up at 8:15 if you're listening live direct on a Thursday morning. iHeartRadio, 89.5 FM, Buffalo Berry, Colbert Kitchener. We have the legendary one, DJ Spen. He's in town this weekend as part of Do You Love House featuring Yogi, Junior Palma, and A Freak Like Me. We'll be chatting with him, playing some music, some classics, some new stuff. DJ Spen in the house in about 15 minutes. For now, let's get back into it. Dave Anthony, Al Deep, a track called Right Here.
I know
It gave me nothing, but it felt like grace. Burning slow to remember. We are ash, we are ember. Burning slow to remember. We are ash, we are ember. We are ash, we are ember. We are ash, we are ember. We are ash, we are
Yes, the sounds of Lee Burridge and Lost Desert, Ash and Ember. Nice, off that brand new EP. Check it. Up next, DJ Spen, our special guest. He's at the Wiggle Room this weekend with Afrique Like Me, Junior Palma, and Yogi. More details as we chat with Spen, our special guest. It goes like this. Crazed at Midnight, classic. Welcome back to Moving in the Right Direction Radio on a Thursday morning, and I'm so honored, privileged to have a very special guest this week coming into town this weekend as part of Solid Garage and Do You Know House. DJ Spen in the house. How are you?
Doing well. How are you?
I'm good. I noticed that I've been following your career for since the beginning, probably. We might be about the same age, but I noticed, and I just read recently, and I remember now that you started a lot of your DJ and production career actually in radio, like FM radio. Tell us about that.
Yeah. So, actually, it was AM radio where it started.
Wow.
Which is crazy. But, to kind of think about where things are now. But, yeah, I got my start pretty much in AM radio. There was an AM station here in Baltimore that was owned by James Brown. And basically, it was one of those kind of radio stations that kind of, was like a dusk till dawn station. So, or a dawn till dusk, whichever way it went. But long and short of it is that, when the sun came up, they were on. When the sun went down, they were off. So, especially during the winter time, man, we would be running home from school to kind of catch, what was going on because they were playing, all of the fresh R&B, a lot of the, sort of like the freestyle sound that was kind of happening back then.
Right.
And they were just, on the cusp of it, and they were just pounding it. And, man, one day I begged my mom, I'm like, listen, I can do some of the stuff that they're doing. And I made like this mixtape from a pause button tape deck. And
nice.
Yeah, so she took me up to the radio station. I gave it to the guy, and the guy was like, yeah, you young whippersnapper. Like, yeah, what you got? And the next day I came home, man, it was playing on the air. I was like, whoa, okay. So it's like that.
What kind of music was that? Do you remember on that mixtape, that demo?
It literally was a mix of And the Beat Goes On by Orbit, which, sort of like their remake of the old Sonny and Cher thing that came out in the 70s with, like these really kind of harder beats and stuff. And, it just kind of fit what was going on with the station. The next thing I knew, I was doing a ton of tapes for them. It's crazy.
Yeah, and then things evolved from there. I guess you got into the clubs and parties and events, and that's kind of how that happened.
Yeah.
So radio was your sort of formation. It was my formation when listening to some of the original Toronto DJs in the late '80s, early '90s here. Radio's changed a lot, even though you're on the radio this morning, but we're still going here.
That's awesome, man. It's a format here in the States that's kind of dying from what it was. There's a lot of conglomerates going, just kind of hammering away at all of the, sort of localized stations in different states, and everything sounds the same everywhere you go.
I know.
Go to a college station or, down in, something like that. But, in the general sense, it's just a horrible experience.
Yeah, no, absolutely, for sure. So, you've done so many projects and initiatives with your career. It's just stellar, by the way. Tell us a little bit about your time with the Basement Boys and how that evolved. And is that still kind of happening now once in a while?
Still work with Teddy. Every now and again, especially when we do Jasper Street Company stuff, that sort of thing. Long and short of it is, my time at Basement Boys was some of the best times, I think, in my entire life. It was one of those situations where, the Basement Boys, which was kind of unheard, especially from in where I live. They had 3 different major label deals at one time for one production company. So they had Alternate Take, they had Crystal Waters, they had Mass Order, and they had those guys. So it was 4 actually. So in the grand scheme of it all, it was like learning on my feet. It was crazy. It was so much happening sort of all at once.
Yeah.
And, then when it kind of, the business kind of turned and went a little bit more underground and they developed their own label, I was, very helpful to them with, the creation of the label and, doing some things with Maurice Fulton and Charisma and, Charles Dawkins, so on and so forth. But it was a great sort of learning experience that I went through for 10 years. And a lot of what I've learned there working with engineers, working on, solid state logic boards and, working with the Tascam board when it first came out, all kinds of things that just kind of happened to help, develop who I am.
Yeah, incredible. And those records that came out are still legendary. I mean, they're legendary, absolutely. That kind of uplifting, soulful gospel kind of feel, that stomping, like you're stomping, right? And let me tell you, we need that kind of music today in these days.
Man, we are trying. We definitely.
Yeah. What amazes me about you also is that you've stuck to this sort of formula. Many DJs go off and they follow a trend or they jump into something. When the rave scene came along, a lot of soulful house guys and girls kind of jumped into that, and during the 90s, and back around again. But you've really remained consistent. Tell us about that. I mean, obviously it's your passion and the vision you have for your music. But tell us about how you haven't got distracted really.
Yeah, I mean, especially like now, sort of like with what's going on with AI, man, you have a lot of producers that are literally like spitting records out left and right. And what's amazing to me about AI is that you don't have to know anything about music. You don't have to know anything about music at all. You don't even have to know how to sing. All you have to know how to do is use a computer, type in a couple of things, tell AI what you want, and it will spit it back out to you like you never dreamed.
Yeah.
So remaining consistent in an industry that's constantly changing.
Yeah.
It comes with its own challenges. The one thing that I will say is that I know for an undeniable fact that I've been put on the planet to do what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And I think that when you know what your purpose is, things don't shake you or rattle you as much. Things, you like I said, with the whole AI thing, I'm like, wow, where's this going? But I'm more than certain that as I go through and as I start to look at things and as I start to embrace more of what's going on with it, that I'll get it and still be doing what I'm doing tomorrow just as much as I did it yesterday because I love it so much.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I'm the only one in the world, but I really think the AI thing is going to be a bit overrated. I think there'll be a phase where people will adapt to it or want to do stuff like that, and then I think there'll be sort of a backlash. I'm already starting to see that in a lot of ways. Yeah. It was kind of like when CDs came out, remember that? And then records are gone. Yeah. Records are gone, and then records are doing huge sales.
It's the same thing. All of the guys that were talking about, I'll never play anything but vinyl. Yeah, right. Okay. Do you want to exist in this industry? Sure. But I mean, you know what I'm saying? But it's the same thing with, it's the same thing with everything. I remember when EDM was like the thing, right? EDM came and it stuck around for a minute to a point where I was like, man, maybe EDM isn't going anywhere, and then went far away and fast. And realistically, which is why I love doing what I do, to be honest with you. House music and what house music represents and the unifying factor of house music. There's no other music that does what it does. You can put opera, gospel, classical, you can use strings, real musicians. You can go as far as using, they sitting in your bedroom and just pounding out something on the keyboard. House music is that kind of thing. And I think it's what's attracted me to it. And anything that makes people dance and has the ability to make you kind of think about nothing else. It's like all of your worries, all of the, what's causing you stress and all of these things, if music does that, any kind of thing that does that is something that's going to be around. It's something that's needed. And you're absolutely right. I agree.
you've worked with so many people over the last couple of decades. Is there somebody out there you still haven't worked with that you want to work with?
Oh man, a lot of the people that I want to work with are dead.
There's you can bring back AI. There you go.
But to be completely honest with you, and to be sort of serious, I mean, you're looking at. I would love to do a record with Adele. Many people, like Erykah Badu. I would love to work with Erykah Badu.
Yes.
To sit in a studio with somebody like a Sade, or I mean, it's just too many artists out here to choose from, and thankfully, we're working with some incredible artists like Aaron K. Gray is great. Don Tallman is
a legend.
But it's like there's some singers that don't do it better. Barbara Tucker performs like she's Aretha Franklin, puts it out on the stage every time she does. The Ann Nesbys of the world. I would love to do a record with Kim. So it's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah.
That I
know that just before we got on air today, you're talking about kind of like last minute Christmas shopping, but last minute record producing, I guess. You got a Christmas album coming out, it looks like, or I hear about that. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so we have a Christmas album coming out prayerfully this Friday, if I don't run into any more hangups. It's called Joyful Noise, and I'll be working with, again, Aaron K. Gray, the guys that formed Jasper Street Company. Vonita White, she's doing a record with us. Randy Roberts, who's Fruity, he's doing a record with us. And I'm working with somebody new, Candida Walker, who is the niece of Anaya Day, who is a fabulous singer. So it's there's that happening. There's also going to be a remix of that we did with Vanessa Mitchell called Shout that David Morales did. That's coming. And I'm working on a Praise Party album. So the Praise Party album will probably be something at the beginning of the year, but that's a whole nother beast all off to itself, but I'm looking forward to it.
Fantastic. You're coming to Toronto this weekend. I don't know when you were in Toronto last, but you've been here quite often, actually, over the last 20 years. What can we expect from you on this weekend in Toronto?
Listen, Toronto is one of those places. I haven't been in a while. It was really interesting because when my experience with Toronto in the beginning was something like, I would come in like once every 3 months. It was crazy.
That's right.
Talking a totally different time period. But, as things changed and things started leaning toward, the music started changing. I started traveling a lot more internationally as well. But, man, I'm looking forward to coming back to Toronto, playing with Yogi and Junior and, just seeing what it is for what it is. I think the last time I was in Toronto was about 2 years ago, something like that. But I'm really looking forward to coming back and sharing what I've got, and I can't wait to see that crowd because Yogi and Junior have built a really wonderful thing. And I've heard nothing but good things about it.
Amazing. It's amazing. Yeah, absolutely. It's been a couple of decades in the making, but I think like Yogi, like you, have stuck to a vision, and I think despite all the trends around it. He's remained quite consistent with his events, and so we're really looking forward to having you out this weekend here in the Great White North, Toronto.
Yeah, back to Theo, man, no doubt.
Thanks a lot for joining us this morning, and really appreciate it. Looking forward to the Christmas album. Actually, my show falls on a Thursday, which is Christmas Day, so I'll be playing some of that.
Okay, well, it'll be on. I'll make sure that you have it and that you have it ready and locked and loaded. You have enough Christmas music for the day.
Thanks so much. We'll see you Saturday. Yes, you're locked in tight to Moving in the Right Direction Radio on a Thursday morning, and you're listening to the sounds of DJ Spen in town once again, as we've been broadcasting and talking about over the last half an hour. He'll be in town this Saturday night as part of Do You Love House, United Soul, Junior Palma, A Freak Like Me, DJ Yogi, all in the mix. It's all taking place at the Wiggle Room, 772 Dundas Street West. Doors open at 10 p.m. For ticket information, check out the Moving in the Right Direction Facebook page. Once again, DJ Spen, I wouldn't say a rare appearance. He used to perform here quite a bit 10, 15 years ago, but of late it's a rare appearance at a proper venue. And of course with Yogi and Junior behind the scenes, it's going to be an outstanding night. Saturday night, December 6th, DJ Spen, Baltimore. If you're into uplifting, jazzy, funky, soulful house, disco, maybe even some techie kind of house music tribalism, check out the Wiggle Room Saturday night, DJ Spen. Coming up next, a bit of a classic, the Lisa Marie Experience. Coming up after 10 o'clock, or sorry, yeah, coming up after 9 o'clock, I should say. We're going to tech things up just a little bit. John Double Fleming in town. He'll be in town tomorrow night, if you're listening live direct on a Thursday. More details shortly. Hold tight. Still more to come.
You're listening to Moving in the Right Direction Radio on 89.5 FM in Toronto.
Oh yes, the Lisa Maria experience on a Thursday morning. Do That To Me, a bit of a rare classic. In the background right now, Tim Engelhardt closing out hour number 2 with My Joy. We'll be back in a flash. Back at it for the final hour of the program. Boy, we're having so much fun this morning. Kicking things off with Archie Hamilton and Frank Ski, a track called Emergency. Love the little bass line here. We're going to tech things up just for you on a Thursday morning. iHeartRadio, CIUT.FM, 89.5. All the digits in the place. We wake you up and we get you up to get down. Goes like this.
The sound in.
You're listening to Moovin in the Right Direction Radio on 89.5 FM in Toronto.
What you want from me? Sometimes I just don't know. I cannot bear to see you leave me. I'm begging you, don't go. Although you tell me that you love me, sometimes I just don't know. I cannot bear to see you leave me, leave me, leave me. This is an emergency.
big tune coming from Chris Fortier, a track called Anomaly from the Bedrock record label, just released a few weeks ago. Up next, music from Ursula Rucker, a track called Spaces in Between.
Understand what I mean? Understand what I mean? Climb in to the spaces. Shine your heart's high beams. Go against the grain, but with the flow of river stream. Understand what I mean? Climb in to the spaces. Understand what I mean? Understand what I mean? Climb in to the spaces. Understand what I mean? The message remains the same. Understand what I mean? Climb in to the spaces. Shine your heart's high beams. Climb into the spaces in between. Shine your heart's high beams. Climb in to the spaces. Shine your heart's high beams. Understand what I mean? Climb in to the spaces. Understand what I mean? Understand what I mean? Climb in to the spaces. Understand what I mean? Don't forsake your wishes, hopes, your dreams. They hold the keys, the ways, the means. Forget the likes, the phones, the needs. Forget the scene. Understand what I mean? Climb in to the spaces in between. The message remains the same.
Music from Infuse and Devon James. We played it last week. Bring it back for round number 2. Let's go another round. The track is called City Stars. Up next, John Double Fleming, an absolute trance and progressive house mastermind. He'll be in town tomorrow night, Friday night, if you're listening live direct on a Thursday. Open to close set. Check out the Moon Right Direction Facebook page. One to get on for sure. Get your tickets. They'll probably sell out. He's played in Vancouver recently, doing a bit of a North American tour. He's an absolute legend. John Double Fleming in the background. Track called Spirit Awakening. Up next. As we ride on through on a Thursday morning, in the background coming into the mix, Basic Soul Unit, track called Crystalline. Up next.
you know that I won't break. And you know what life can be. The more direct to stay. And you know what life can be. And you wanna let me out. And you know what I won't break. And you gotta light away. You're not gonna hide away. And you know that I won't break. And knowing what life can be. And you wanna wrap me up. Falling the time we've got.
The sounds of Manolo Bass, Nancy, and Woodkin, a track called Light Me Up. Up next, music from Jan Blomqvist and Elderbrook. Don't forget, next week we kick off our Best of 2025 series with the Best of Drum and Bass for 2025, followed by the week number 2 featuring House and Techno, week number 3 ambient left field selections. Tomorrow night we rock your radio right here on this radio station on 89.5 FM in Toronto between 8 and 10 a.m. for Moovin Extended. As we close out the show, ending with some eclectic selections. This is from the Mumbai Exchange, track called X Generation. It's been a pleasure musically serving you on a Thursday morning. We're back at it tomorrow night, like I said earlier, Friday night, 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 89.5 Buffalo Berry, Colbert to Kitchener, iHeartRadio on the international line, CIUT.FM on the international line tomorrow night. Next week, we're back here 7 to 10 a.m. for more Moving in the Right Direction Radio. Up next, Democracy Now!